Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I'll be reviewing the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak self-winding reference 15510BC.OO.1320BC.01 in white gold with a ice blue baguette diamond dial. I will tell you a little bit about the history of this limited of 100 pieces, about a little bit about the history. Then I'll tell you about where this watch stands in the lineup of other similar Royal Oaks. Then I'll tell you about the case bezel dial bracelet movement, finally try it on and give you my thoughts. So let's start with a little bit of history. The Royal Oak came out in 1972, which is approximately 50 years ago. Gerald Genta invented it. It is the first and probably most famous luxury sports watch. They created this segment, the luxury sports watch. Before that, most watches were dress watches, and luxury and sports didn't go together, but Audemars Piguet made that happen with the creation of the Royal Oak. Very wise, because it is now their bestseller, and it is probably the reason why AP is one of the top 3 watch brands in the world. I would say Patek, Audemars Piguet, Rolex, and Richard Mille, actually. So top 4, the big 4. Okay, now there's a lot of history in the Royal Oak. No need to talk about all. I will skip to the next section, which is where does this watch stand in the lineup of other similar Royal Oaks? Well, the self-winding or the date-only Royal Oak is the most basic of the Royal Oak. There is literally no other complication. It is just time and date, 3 hands and a date. So it is called the self-winding, and AP makes the Royal Oak in many configurations. You can kind of classify it by complication. They do the date, which is what you see here. Then they have a chronograph, a tourbillon, and a perpetual calendar, an open work, grand sonnerie, etc., etc. They have a lot of different variations of it, okay? The time and date only, self-winding, what you see here, is the most basic. But most basic doesn't mean bad. And so this one that you're looking at here is the absolute top, best one you can get of the self-winding. Now, there's, of course, better ones. When I say better, more expensive is what I mean, because they make ones with complications and other stuff on it, more diamonds and whatever. But as far as just the date and time, actually, I don't want to say it's the most expensive, because actually, now I remember they have some that have crazy amount of diamonds everywhere, which we've sold before. And so, yeah, but it's one of the best ones, okay? And one of the best ones that most people can wear, because not everybody can wear a watch full of diamonds, which AP does make, but that's a little bit not the easiest thing for most people to wear, okay? So this piece is limited, it's 100 pieces only, and AP released it in 22. It's the latest generation of it. It has a reference 1551, which means it has the latest movement, has the latest bracelet. Everything on it is the latest one, at least as of 2025. And it's the best one. And of course, ice blue dial, light blue as they call it, ice blue, is one of the best dials that you can possibly put. In almost every brand, when they put ice blue and baguette, it shoots through the moon. The Rolex Daytona Platinum comes to mind. This watch comes to mind. I think Patek even does some baguette dials. I can't remember exactly which ones, but they do. Anyways, it's a very nice combination, and it's only one of 100, and it's all in white gold with it. So, okay, that's where this watch stands in the lineup. Now let's talk about the watch itself, starting with the case. The case is 41 millimeters. That's pretty much the largest size that AP makes on the Royal Oak, and it has a thickness of 10.5 millimeters, which is not terribly thick. It's actually quite thin, but it's not too thin. And I actually think it looks better when it's not too thin, because being too thin, it makes the watch look a little flimsy or feminine. But with a little bit of thickness, a little bit of girth, it makes the watch really still look very manly, but not too cumbersome where it gets in the way when you're wearing a fancy suit or something like that. So it's a nice size at 10.5 millimeters. Okay, it has the new style case, which has very nice beveled edges on it, as you can see. And it's all in white gold, which actually doesn't look much different than the regular steel. But the thing is, in gold, it makes it look it is much heavier. And this white gold actually, now I take it back. AP dips their white gold in rhodium, which gives it an ultra shine to it. Because normally white gold is quite dull looking. It's almost even duller than steel. But when they do this rhodium finish on it, it gives it a very nice white shiny look to it, almost like a platinum in some ways. Okay, if they had done it in platinum, boy, this thing would have been heavy. But okay, anyways, so let's move on here to the bezel. Bezel, thankfully they didn't do diamonds on the bezel too. I think that would have been a little too much. They stuck with the classic octagonal bezel, brush finish on the top, and then high polish on the sides. It's your classic Royal Oak. It just looks fantastic. Now let's move on to the dial. This is probably the most special part of this, is what really makes the watch. And you might be thinking, well, you know, a Royal Oak with just a normal time and date without all this extra stuff on here is going to be way less. Yeah, but the dial is what you look at 80% of the time. You know, when you flip the watch and look at it, that's the part that strikes you. So this is, they call it the light blue with grand tapestry pattern. That just means these little small waffles. And since this is a reference 15510, the logo is written, actually it's not a logo, the company name, Audemars Piguet, is fashioned in white gold actually and adhered to the dial. Whereas before on the older reference, they just did the logo in white gold and printed the words Audemars Piguet. So this has the latest one. I think it looks cleaner this way. And there's no words of automatic and whatever on the dial itself, which I think was kind of lame. So it's just a very clean look. And if you notice, if you notice kind of carefully, that the hour markers are actually done in baguette diamonds. You know, when you kind of look at this watch from a little bit of a distance, you cannot tell that those are baguette hour markers. They just look like indices. But AP very wisely, as many other companies have figured out, that you can use baguette diamonds. And, you know, for men, it's not that great to wear diamonds. You know, it looks a little bit feminine. But when you make it baguette diamonds, then it doesn't, in my opinion at least, and probably most men's opinion. For example, you take a look at Rolex Daytona and Platinum. When they do it in a ice blue baguette, it looks much better, in my opinion, than just a regular index, and the same holds with this one that you see here. Okay, and of course it has ice blue. They don't do many ice blues. They only do it on precious metal. Actually, they do it on the steel too, so I take that back. But ice blue steel, it's a very awesome dial. Okay, let's move on here to the bracelet. The bracelet is thinned down from the previous generation. The old one was less tapered. This new one is more tapered, which allows it to fit the contours of your wrist better. It has the same butterfly clasp and it's made of white gold. So is the rest of the watch. It gives it this heft. Okay, let's look at the movement here. The movement is a 5302. It was created sometime back in like 2017 or 18. They started putting out all the code 1159s. And it really is better in two regards. One, it has a bigger power reserve. The power reserve is, I think, something like 70 hours, okay? And before it was like 48. And also, it is much bigger than before. The previous one, not the 1550, but the 15400, the movement was so tiny. It looked like a little girl's movement inside a big man's watch. It just didn't make any sense, and it just didn't fit the watch. And AP recognized that. They redesigned it and made a movement that actually fits the watch. So now it fits perfectly, it looks perfect, and I mean, this is pretty much perfection. I don't know how they could have done it any better. Okay, time for me to try this watch on my wrist. Now I'm 6 foot tall, 200 pounds. I have a 7.5 inch wrist, which is an average man's wrist, or average to large. And as you see, 41 millimeter looks great on me. I can suggest it for anyone with a 47 inch wrist or larger. And I just want to say, I really like this AP. It's probably my favorite one of all of them. But of course, there's only 100 of them made. So look, if you want to buy this watch at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.